You sneaky. You're running as an outsider.
I am an outsider.
Is this true? Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Come on. Come on. Really?
Do you smoke crack cocaine?
Exactly.
Let's give the people what they came for.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Mr. Prime Minister, will there always be a Canada? There will always be a Canada. All right, elbows out, elbows up.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
Ready? Are you ready? Get them out of here! Get them out of here! Get the hell out of here!
Enough with the woke shit.
So the answer to that is to stop being stupid.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Get your spectral sock out, nerds. It's gonna get good.
Is the federal government stealing from us? Are they sabotaging our industry? Are they taking us down the path to communism? Are they censoring us? Are they stealing our guns from us? Come on, let's go.
Let's fucking go.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fringe. Welcome to Friday Night Fringe here on the channel. I hope there's no echo. We tried to balance these new microphones as best as we could. Best as we could before the show. I hope you guys are having a great week. How is everybody? How's everybody doing? We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got a lot to talk about with Alberta Independence. There's a lot going on, a lot we have to cover.
The chat's going.
The chat's moving. Joining me as always, the beautiful Mrs. Fringe. How are you?
I didn't forget. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready to go on vacation. This is
me too.
So just a heads up for anybody who regularly watches the channel, who's unaware. Sunday, the family and I leave for a week on vacation. I have some pre-recorded videos for you all next week. They're already done, so try and be a little patient with me when those videos come out. One of them, of course, covering what Northern Perspective did today about training that's coming in for committee testifiers, things like that. So some of the stuff may seem a little late to the party, folks, but I really tried my best to get you guys content that would still be relevant or interesting as the week went on. It's hard because you have to find content that isn't happening right this minute. I know that's usually how the channel works with breaking news. We just can't really report on breaking news when we're gone.
And Matt and Mike will be taking over the live streams for Monday and Tuesday, so they will always have updated information coming out then.
Matt and Mike will be here all week long, Monday and Wednesday. I will be here Friday with Mrs. Fringe for
on your birthday.
For a birthday stream, a little shorter stream, but it'll be a birthday stream. Kind of going to be like a catch up for everything that happened in the week. Mike and Matt will be talking about current events. But I'll kind of do a catch up with you guys on my opinions of things, and we'll kind of just do a fun Q&A.
Yeah, I think good.
On our final night on vacation. It's going to be great. I got a few honorable mentions to get out of the way, and then we're going to get on with our roll call. Let's get them out of the way right away. Paniner becoming a member for 3 months. Thank you so much. I guess I'll use it now. Thank you so much. Dutchie, this is all I can do as well, being a member for 6 months. I really appreciate it, Dutchie. Real Steve Jensen, did you get my email about the changes happening to the petition? Yes, we'll talk about that tonight. Thank you for the super chat. Somebody being a member for 7 months. There's a lot of somebodies who are members.
Good name.
I'm doing great from Red Deer, Alberta. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you for joining the Patriots Club yet again. Dutchie, this wasn't all he could do. Look at him slapping it down. $280 super chat. Thank you so much. Happy Independent Friday, Fringers. Dutchie is such a champ in this channel. I'll tell you, some of the days where I debate if I'm going to continue doing this for the indefinite future, the support that I get from the viewers that always say that they're happy with videos. They're grateful for everything we do. And then, you know, you see support like this, and it's not about the money. I'm just saying support in general. It just really makes me feel good
really
to have such a great community. And I mean that because I met Dutchie at the Big Four. Really nice guy, and he does a lot for this community. So thank you, Dutchie, for that. Carnage Carney, the $2 super chat. Hit the one if you signed the petition. Everybody better be hitting that one. Tucker gifting 5 unacceptable Fringe memberships to the Patriots Club right out of the gate. You guys, you're on fire. Let's get a good old fashioned roll call going on. Mrs. Fringe needs to cover her mic closer so we can hear better.
Hear me?
You can barely hear.
I hope that's better.
Let's put her gain up a little bit. Let's see if that helps. In fact, let's
playing with buttons.
These are the joys of live broadcasting. We'll do it live, folks. Hopefully that's better for Mrs. Fringe.
Who wants to hear me anyway, really?
Marika's coming in, birthday lady, 36 years older today. 36 years older than what? 20? No, I'm not going to be insulting. Coming in today from Woke City, Montreal. Good to have you in here. Who else is in the roll call? We got Chris coming in from Detroit. Look at all those ones up in here. I got to get past them.
Don't ever stop.
Don't ever stop. We need you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Some days it becomes a little testy. It becomes a little testy. I'm not going to lie. Miss Titan fan coming in, Carrie coming in from Nashville, Tennessee. I love our American viewers. You guys are wonderful. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I love it. What do we got? Clearwater, BC. Lauren from Clearwater coming in. Good to have you here as well. We've got Feisty Fry coming in from Calgary. I signed, thank God. Mike coming in from Ampere, Ontario. It's good to see Mrs. Fringe back. I agree. It's good having her home. I can't function without Mrs. Fringe.
Yeah.
I told her, like,
I think it was 3 days too long for you.
I'm so grateful that I married my best friend, because you really appreciate when they're gone, that not the things they do around the house, but just them being present. It
was nice not being around kids, though. A lot of sleep.
I can't function without my better half. Will Morris from Pueblo, Colorado. Welcome in. Look, another American. HQ Idiot Box coming in from Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Thank you for joining us. Plargo coming in from Bowness and Calgary. Broski Bear, I will concur with that. Austin's coming in from Southeast Calgary. If you're in Southeast Calgary tomorrow, don't forget, John Bolton's got a signing event going on at the Arbor Lake. Or not, is it Arbor Lake? I was almost going to say Auburn Bay. Arbor Lake, I believe. No, Auburn Bay.
Yeah.
Auburn Bay Dog Park. I'm going to bring that up a little bit later in the show. Charles coming in from Montana. Thank you so much for joining us. We conservative Arizonans support our conservative winter neighbors from Alberta. Kevin coming in from Arizona. Thank you so much. Rodney coming in from Newfoundland. It's Mike. Says he's going to come from Calgary. Really? Are you going to?
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm going to come.
Oh, Nelson K joining us from New Brunswick. Look at that. Crazy Legs coming in from Dover and Calgary. Welcome in. We got Mike Freedom Honey joining us once again. I'm so excited to see what Mike and Matt do on Monday and Wednesday. You guys are going to do a great job. I brought them into this channel because I know they've got talent.
We have faith in you.
It's like the Ghostbusters say, we got the tools, we got the talent, and it's going to be a great show. I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome.
Godspeed to those gentlemen. Brenda coming in from Bragg Creek, Alberta. Greg Wilson's joining us from Provis. Welcome in. Mystical's still stuck on my roof. That's okay. Keeping watch while he's on vacation. Good. Thank you. Thank you for that.
You should have left the dog with him.
NHL Crazy. You guys are just getting it all out of the way right off the bat, aren't you?
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
We got Delphine coming in from Fort Mac. We've got Monica coming in from Nova Scotia. Barry Happy coming in from Cowtown. Welcome in. Montana's in the house with Jamie Fitzpatrick. Carol and Gerald are joining us from Calgary. We've got Mike coming in again from Kirkland, Washington. Look at Berta Proud Dad hanging out in the stream. It's good to have him around.
Yeah.
I was on Jason Levine's show with Berta Proud Dad not too long ago. Really great interview. You guys should go check out Tea and Coffee with Jay and Paula and Jay. I always forget Jason Levine's wife's name. Good to see
He'd
Berta.
probably forget
Good
mine
to
too,
see
honestly.
good to see Berta Proud Dad in here. I'm not going to say his real name because Jason was using it on the show. Look, we're all branding here. We got to stay on brand. John coming in from Minneapolis, Maryland, USA. Thank you for joining us as well. Black Phantom coming in from Red Deer. You guys are great. Look, we got to get caught up. We got to get caught up in the chat. You guys are wonderful. I got to admit, you're wonderful, wonderful people. If you guys haven't missed it, 1,000 likes tonight, we're going to do a shirt giveaway.
Oh, I like that.
I know Berta Proud Dad's here, not to put him to shame, but we do shirts too. I'm just having some fun with them. Guys, our new gold and black Alberta flag.
I love this one.
Zip up hoodies with the old Fringe North Stands Free logos are on the back in our shop. We're going to give hopefully one of these shirts away tonight. One of these t-shirts, same thing on the front, North Stands Free logo on the back, hanging out in the shop. Go and pick them up if you guys are able to. It helps support the channel. And, well, you'll look good at the same time. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it. I think that's copyright infringement. That's okay. Look at this. Carnage Carney coming in with a $5 super chat. Berta Proud Dad had my pickup on one of his shorts today.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome. Steve is doing God's work. He's doing a lot. He's been sending me video footage of all the slow rolls going on through Alberta.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you for everything you're doing in the background, Steve. On the sidelines, I've had the pleasure of knowing Steve for what, 2 years now? Just over 2 years. He gave me my cowbell that's in the back. Great guy. Thank you for everything you do, Steve.
We'll see him again this year with Megan.
We're gonna see them a little later. Let's go. I'm not singing. I hate when you guys put tunes of this, tunes of that. I'm not doing that shit. I don't do it. What is it they say in Wakanda? We don't do that here. Raptor guy coming in, Carnies to the tune of George Thorogood. Bad like Trudeau, bad like Trudeau.
Bad.
He's bad like Trudeau. Thank you so much.
Good job.
Steve coming in with a $5 super chat. Rumors from Carney's office has it that JJ McCullough will be the guest host for next week's Fringe live stream. Is this true? JJ McCullough will never be on the show. I'd rather pass a bowling ball. Although it would be entertaining to watch him come on the show and break down over the support for Alberta Independence.
Yeah, that would be
Gerald, $2 super chat. Did you see the price of gas went up 14 cents?
Horrible, right?
Really? While there's strikes going on in Iran? Yeah. Who knew? Yes, I noticed. I bent over today while we gassed up before we leave for vacation. Saved by Grace, $2.79 super chat. Please keep going. You two are my beacon of sanity. You guys are my beacon of sanity. Again, thank you for being here tonight. It's always good to have the community moving with us. We got Steve's super chat. Mile High Mopar being a member for 3 months. Thank you so much. Not sure why, but YouTube won't let me send my super chat. I'll send you and Mrs. Fringe a 3XL coffee. Best to you both. Thank you so much. It could just be if you're putting in something it doesn't like.
Yeah, it could be words or something.
They're getting a little antsy with the censorship. So, but thank you for that. Look at Dutchy. If we hit 1,000, I will get some lucky person that zip up hoodie as well. So there, a t-shirt and a zip up hoodie giveaway tonight. Just 1,000 likes, guys. Doesn't cost you nothing. Just
hit the like up button on your way
hit
in.
the thumbs up button down below the video. Totally free. Crazy Likes $2 super chat. Me and my friends signed yesterday.
Oh, I love that.
I'm glad to hear. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that after we do memes. Real Steve Jensen. Oil's up 50% to $90 a barrel. Alberta oil's up 15 to mid 70 up from the sub 60s.
Still shouldn't be this high for gas.
Again, I've pre-filmed my content while I'm gone with the kids in Disney next week. One of the things I talk about are the opportunities that Alberta has given this situation and why things aren't going to get any better for Canada, so long as we're under Mark Carney's little bubble in Confederacy. Join me for that video. It's going to be a gooder. Raptor guy, $5 super chat. Maybe Steve Boots or Frank Dominic would be a better co-host than JJ McCullough. My 5-year-old son would be a better co-host than JJ McCullough.
And he barely speaks English.
And he can actually say about like a normal human being. I swear to God, some people say that JJ McCullough, look at this, Berta Proud Dads, those shirts are fire. I appreciate coming from him. That's a huge compliment. Have you seen his Independence shirts?
Got some good stuff.
He's got that one that looks almost like a Harley Davidson design. I dig it. I absolutely love it. I appreciate that. That's like Michelangelo telling you made a good drawing. It's I appreciate that, sir. There will be canvassers at Market Mall tomorrow. Sign. Let's get through the memes. Thank you, Allison, for that update.
Yeah, because that's really what we came here for.
It is what we came here for. Let's go through the memes because that's what you guys come for on Fridays. And then we're going to get to independence, right? That's what everybody really wants to get to. If you missed what's happening this week, look at me. I've got another flag. You guys are going to see this on social media in all people's bios lately. They don't even know what to do anymore. You're not even going to see names on X anymore or other platforms. It's going to be, I mean, this picture says it all. I support the current thing.
Yeah.
This is what you're going to see all over social media. Now, isn't it funny that, you know, they take out a terrorist regime?
I don't even know what half these flags are, really.
Well, follow anything President Trump's touching, anything he touches.
Very much don't follow anything.
Anything he touches, it's not a good thing. People don't like it. They say, "Oh, we got to get the flag for that country. We got to wave it around, launder some more money over there."
They just want your money.
It's just I support the previous thing. I like that too. You're going to see it all over social media. You're not even going to see names anymore. It's just going to be flags. Nothing but flags. If you want a little highlight reel of just how awesome, it's not really a meme, but very patriotic.
Oh, I love it.
I love this quote from Trump. Here, take a look. I love that. I'm gonna bum. Oh, yeah. Is there no audio? Oh, no way. We played all that with no audio. This is why I hate StreamYard. They screw around with everything. They're screwing around with everything. Let's do it again. This is the joys of doing it live, folks. Here we go.
What's the message to Iran?
Don't. What is your message to Iran in this moment?
Don't.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care.
What's the message?
Like, if I was President Trump, that's the way I'd talk too. If you had that kind of power, wouldn't it be great to have that kind of power in the real world? I'm going to bomb the shit out of them.
There's only one of those that isn't scripted.
It's very patriotic, not really a meme, but we just had to show it anyways. Speaking of which, hard pills to swallow, folks. Donald Trump has done more for the oppressed people in the last 2 months of Iran or anywhere in the world than the entire global left has done in the last 30 years.
Agree.
This is where I find it funny that when we were talking about the flags, that you've got President Trump stopping Iran from obtaining ICBMs or intercontinental ballistic missiles. He's taking down a terrorist regime that abuses and beats women and liberating them. And you've got people out in the streets cheering for Iran. You actually have lefties cheering for Iran.
Not the people in Iran.
No. There's people in Iran doing the Trump dance to YMCA in the streets. There's people saying, thank you, President Trump, in Toronto outside of the embassy. And the lefties that are paid by special interest groups are all out in full force saying, I can't believe President Trump is taking down
He's so horrible.
A dictatorship.
Right?
A dictatorship.
Isn't that what we all want?
This is how you know we're winning, folks. The stupidity is going to end at some point. It's going to end at some point. Let's go to the next one. Trump in Iran performing his latest magic trick. Let's take a look.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra. Gotta love AI. I love how worried all the globalist leaders look. They don't look very happy.
Like, oh no.
I love that Mark Carney's sitting up on the top left.
Here's
you guys are next.
Yeah.
And just like that, poof, he's gone. He's gone. Trump makes him disappear. I love it. Love it. Let's take a look at this one. If you guys have seen lately, there's a new discovery in wildlife. This odd-looking creature is called the bird-billed prairie mole, and it dislikes everyone. You guys aren't going to believe this. This one's crazy. New species. Now look at that bill. Isn't that crazy? Like it's some kind of weird creature. Okay. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Hopefully you don't run into one of those in the wild.
There's
I think
nothing you can't do with the eye.
apparently they're commonly found around Parliament Hill.
I saw one in the living room yesterday pointed at you.
I these hang out in Parliament Hill quite often, apparently outside of Mark Carney's house. Here's one that I thought was great. This will be our last meme for the night. Vietnamese grandma is talking about Donald Trump, and the grandson says that he voted for Biden. Wait till you see the reaction. It's absolutely
Oh, really? Well, why? What do you think about Donald Trump?
I love Donald Trump. He's strong. He said he'd do it.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't like him?
No, I voted for Joe Biden.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
Never voted.
And then I voted for Kamala.
Never vote for Democrat. No one. The asshole.
You don't like Kamala?
No, she a cuckoo. I'm smarter than her.
How she says they're all assholes.
They're
No, they all asshole. They all asshole. You don't vote for them. They asshole.
Smart woman. Smart woman.
There's the memes for the weeks, folks. Again, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I didn't want to take up too much of the stream. I know people like the memes, but we do have to talk about Independence tonight because boy, oh boy, there's a lot happening in Independence. I got a lot of emails last night from folks who had who were canvassers, who went to an emergency meeting, we'll say, or a mandatory. Hang on, I got to bring up John Bolton's.
Oh,
Where's John Bolton's Twitter? Why won't it bring up?
He doesn't exist.
There was an emergency meeting of canvassers last night. And I got a lot of emails from people saying that there's something to be worried about when it comes to the petition. Sorry, I know I'm getting a little distracted while I'm typing and talking and looking at the same time. I'm not good at multitasking. I'm not very good at it, I got to be honest. Mitch held an emergency meeting because we all know that this court case was coming up in April with First Nations Danielle Smith, this injunction. And nobody really knew up until this week what kind of effect that was going to have on the independence petition. Typically, we should have been able to continue gathering our signatures. It looks like Mitch has a different strategy, and I want everybody to understand that strategy because people are going to start to panic. I wanted to be very careful about how we got this information out. Thankfully, Stay Free Alberta has put out a presser about it, so we're going to talk about that. The deadline for signatures is actually the end of March. Phoebe's saying April 2nd. They're going to have them handed in and submitted by April 2nd. So let me get to that. Let's play Mitch's. Well, first, we'll show you what Keith Wilson had to say, because once the information started coming out in full force today, that's to the point where I say, okay, now we can start talking about it. We can start covering it. Supporters of Alberta Independence should sign the petition as soon as possible. So if you haven't signed yet, if you were
out there and do it,
sitting there saying, oh, I'll do it later, or I'll wait until the final weeks, or it's not important, now is the time. A court injunction requested by First Nations may be issued on April 7th that could halt the collection of signatures. It is therefore essential that the required 177,000 signatures be gathered before that date. It's not just the 177,000 signatures. What you have to take into account, and it's not that it matters. If we meet the threshold, we meet the threshold. But what people have to take into account is that if we only have, say, 200,000 signatures, you're going to have everybody on Tom Lukaszik's team and everybody else on the left going, oh, well, you had to have the bar lowered for you in order to get your signatures. You couldn't win without it. This is a fringe movement, and it's not going, and there's no demand for independence.
Although him and his people have done nothing but try and shut it down.
It's funny how they were allowed to garner signatures all summer.
Nobody called them.
Nobody drove by and gave them the finger. Nobody canceled their events. Nobody, you know why? Because everybody knew the reality. Doesn't matter. It's a nothing burger.
Yeah.
More people want independence than those who wish to fight to stay. Some people just like being abused. Some people just like the cages they put themselves in. There's nothing we can do about that, folks. But we need to be able to get Here it is. Dutchie says it perfect here. We all need to get another 5 people to sign. That's how simple it is.
Yep.
I've always said be very patient with those that you're talking to. Be tolerant, and still continue to be.
Yeah.
You know, hear what other people have to say. Ask questions. Why do you want to stay in Canada? How's your day-to-day life going? How are things in terms of affordability for you? Start using things like the gas spike, and the fact that Mark Carney's off signing deals with Brookfield in India, in Japan. Nothing that benefits Canadians.
Nope.
Old President Trump's coming in to revive Keystone, apparently. They're in talks, at least, to try and get Keystone moving again. But no help is coming to Alberta. So if people want to talk about, well, it's beneficial to stay, I hope PP can save us. He can't. And I mentioned it on a tweet today. I've mentioned it in videos. And again, it's no slap at Pierre.
No.
And it's no slap at those who support the Conservatives. I'm a conservative voter. The problem that we've said many times over, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, is that he has to open the Constitution in order to do anything beneficial for Albertans, like addressing transfer payments or getting better representation for our votes. If you do some form of electoral reform,
yes,
across the country, you need to open the Constitution, and you need to have 7 of 10 provinces voting in favor with you, and Quebec gets a veto. How do you think that's well, how would that go with the eastern provinces? They wouldn't allow it. So it's not Pierre that's the problem. It's the way the system has been built. There's no fixing it is the problem. I pointed out in a video this week how Pierre sat in a podcast and said, this is all about Alberta's resources. This is because they're angry about their resources. No. We're angry because Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in Canada's 150th left Alberta out of his speech. We're angry because Quebec can have a referendum. Quebec can say, we're ready to leave. Oh, tabarnak, we're leaving. We're picking up our suitcase and we're walking out of Canada. We don't like it anymore.
Nobody's trying to stop that.
Poo-poo. Nobody cares. Well, Mark Carney says, who cares?
Yeah.
Alberta wants to do it. No, you're committing treason.
Yeah.
You're terrible. You're a bad person. That's why Albertans are pissed
Traitors.
off. We are seen as the dirty redneck, redheaded stepchild of Canada. Nobody likes us, except us, because we're awesome.
We are awesome.
But now you've got First Nations talking about coming in and stalling out independence. And if people say, well, does this mean it's going to stop independence? No. And I'm going to talk about that.
I think they're doing it because they're scared.
First, was that a Spanish accent? No, it was a very
bad French accent.
A purposefully bad French accent. It's French. Why do you think I have this outrageous accent? Let's show what Stay Free Alberta put out, because I want to show Mitch's presser, and then we're going to talk about what this means for independence. So they put out, this is an important, time-sensitive, and serious update for you. Immediate action is required. We must collect as many signatures as possible before April 7th. Now, that does not mean that that's the cutoff date, but they have to be done before April 7th, which is the court date, or risk uncertainty. Please share this video to ensure everyone is updated, courtesy of Stay Free Alberta. Let's take a look at what Mitch had to say.
April 7th to April 10th. That's when a group will be in court seeking an injunction against the independence question that is before Albertans. Let that sink in. They're asking the court to stop this question from moving forward. That is exactly why what we do right now matters so much. Between now and April 7th, we need to gather as many signatures as humanly possible. Not casually, not when it's convenient, full throttle. Because when the people show up in overwhelming numbers, when support is undeniable, when participation is massive, that matters. It sends a message that this isn't a fringe idea. This is Albertans demanding to be heard. There are people trying to discourage us. There are people hoping we lose momentum. There are people telling you this won't work. Don't buy it. Movements succeed when ordinary people refuse to quit. We cannot control what arguments get made in the courtroom, but we can control how strong this movement becomes before then. We can control how many signatures we collect. We can control how many conversations we have. We can control how visible and undeniable this effort becomes. If you're signed, get 5 more people to sign. If you've been collecting signatures, double your efforts. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, now's the time to step in. Knock doors, call friends, text family, show up at events, have the respectful conversations. Do it peacefully, do it lawfully, do it with confidence. April 7th is coming fast. Let's make sure that by the time that hearing begins, the message is clear. Albertans deserve the right to answer the independence question themselves. No intimidation, no delay tactics, just democracy. Push every single day, get the signatures, let's go.
So that man, and I said it in my earlier video, that man is one of the hardest working people in Alberta right now. Mitch Sylvester is working tirelessly alongside Jeff Raff and all of our volunteers, all of the canvassers, which thank you for all your tireless work to ensure that your voice is heard and that the voices of Albertans are carried forward on behalf of independence. We cannot let this opportunity get away from us, folks. If we screw this up, we're probably not going to get another chance at this. When you look at how bad they're pushing back right now, how forceful they're being when it comes to the rhetoric, when it comes to First Nations, special interest groups, oil companies, the federal government, everyone who wants Alberta to stay so that they can continue to abuse them are not going to allow this to happen again. So a lot of people are saying, does this mean the independence vote is in trouble, or that the First Nations injunction could halt the signature period for Alberta independence? No. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to move on some super chats out of the way and stuff. And then I'm going to clear that up for you guys as to what it actually means, answer some of your questions, at least to what I've been told. And then we'll go from there. Double Eagle, my favorite shot in golf. Being a member for 1 month. Thank you so much. Good luck, Alberta. Thank you. Greg, $2 super chat. I hear Trump is restarting the XL pipeline deal. I've heard the same, but again, I don't trust anything until we have it in writing. Yeah. Speculation is speculation. Carnage Carney, $5 super chat. Trump could cure cancer and the libtards would be upset because they can't have MAID. Yep. Full force. That's the best way to put it. Thank you for that super chat. David Brewer with $5 super chat. Good evening, Derek and Tiffany. I hope you and your family have a wonderful family vacation in Disney. David, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Listen, it's going to be a week of hell for Tiffany and I. Fun too. Great
for the kids. It's very stressful for us.
Happy chaos.
Yes.
Happy chaos. But you know what? Anytime we do a vacation, like Tiffany and I can have fun no matter where we go. We sat down with the kids and said, if you could go anywhere, you know, they had a hard year with the move and everything else. We tucked some money aside from the move, from the sale of the house, and said to them, you guys pick. We'll go anywhere you want to go. And they said, you know, we want to go back to Disney. And part of it was because, well, your sciatic went the day before we left.
It was horrible.
Tiffany spent the entire trip in a wheelchair.
There were so many things I didn't do.
Yeah. So the kids really wanted to go back, and we said, it's all about them. So that's what we're doing. We're going to have a fun week with them. As long as I make it to Super Nintendo World, I'm happy at Universal. You can just leave me there. You can leave me there.
I mean, we even kept our kid home from skiing this week so he didn't break.
So he didn't get injured. Yeah, we didn't want our kid to get injured, so he stayed home from a ski trip. We're just like, nope, you're not doing that. Of all weeks, not this week. Raptor Guy, $2 super chat. Liberal voters can reap what they sow. Yes. They're about to. Thank you for that. Another $2 from Raptor Guy. The only good thing from Quebec, go Habs, go. Listen, when I say Quebec and I'm making the funny French voice, I'm imitating their government.
Yes,
I'm not
their government.
I'm not talking about. They've got good people there too. Yes. I don't want to. I mean, there are a lot of woke people in Quebec, but
my uncle used to live in Quebec.
They got good people there too. Tony, $7 super chat. Thank you so much. Hey guys, sending love. We have to separate. There is no plan B. We're sinking badly. Heard Polyev was going to say something about separation. He said a lot of things, but they don't matter.
There's no merit to it.
They don't matter. They don't hold any water.
He has no power.
Bradley Wilcox, $2 super chat. I'm going to get my sheets for canvassing tomorrow. I'm so happy to hear that. Look at this, Badass Custom Coatings. 2 locations open for signing as well.
Love it.
They've done their part for sure. $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I'm doing my best to get the message out and have a comfortable and informative location for people to sign the petition.
That is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everything you're doing and for all of our canvassers and volunteers. You guys are really doing God's work. So thank you for everything. Major Flip, $10 super chat. Derek and Tiffany, you and the kiddos have a great time at Disney. Heads on a swivel. Be extra safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Real Steve Jensen, another $5 super chat. Thank you. Signed up 3 more people today. See, getting the job done. If I do this all month, that's 90 more on top of the 100 I already had. You know, I heard there were 2 businesses in Edmonton, of all places, yesterday that did 1,000 signatures each this week.
Awesome.
So, you know what, guys? Things are moving along. Things are moving along. Raging Against the Machine, $5 super chat. We may rise or we may fall, but in the end, we will face our fate together. Alberta LFG.
Love that.
Love
Thank
it.
you.
I think we still have a good chance at this. And now, the reason we're going to start talking about the chances we have, and the reason I want everybody to just breathe for a minute. I know it's difficult because you hear, oh no, our signature period's ending soon. You know, we're ending it before the deadline.
But it has had major support. Like, we have had lineups at every signing.
So let's explain why they're ending the collection period sooner than later.
Yes.
This is based on a plan that Mitch has. When you look at the injunction being filed by First Nations, I have heard, and again, this is speculation, that is the same judge who was in charge of the ruling that came forward back when Alberta Prosperity Project went to court over submitting their question prior to the UCP changing the laws, allowing for their question to not have to be held up to the courts in order to get out and collect their signatures. So if it is the same judge who weighed in and who really had no reason to give his 10 cents as to why he wasn't going to allow it to go through, chances are he may side with First Nations. However, what Mitch is doing here is he's saying if we have at least 177,000 signatures, we submit them, we tell them that we're done collecting signatures, and by that time, their verification process has started. The judge cannot intervene. If the signatures get in and they start being accumulated and verified, the judge cannot rule that the petition can't go forward to a referendum vote. It would legally be bound to the province of Alberta under their laws based on the submission time that they have to move forward with a referendum on independence.
So they're just trying to be safe.
So originally the idea was to get over 1 million signatures so that we send a message to Ottawa, so that we get the UCP behind us. So this isn't panicking. You're going to hear a lot of fighting coming from the left saying, oh, it's because they're desperate or they don't have the numbers, they don't have the support. Even if the signatures are lower than we wanted, folks, what you have to realize is we're ending our signing period, what, a month?
A month early? Yeah.
Like 6 weeks almost early.
You think Tom would have had his numbers if he did it a month early?
It doesn't matter what the numbers are at this point, so long as we're over that threshold and verified. If we do that, we have a referendum. And they can't block it, they can't stop it, they can't anything. So that's the silver lining. For anybody who's worried that this is going to somehow delay or stall independence, no.
No, we're doing it so that it doesn't get delayed or stalled or even canceled.
First Nations are saying they're going to court to stop Alberta from leaving. Independence movement says, hold my beer.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what's happening. That's pretty much. And please understand, I had to say First Nations because if I say the N-word, YouTube gets mad. They get mad. They don't like me very much. I got to admit, they don't like me very much. Anybody who's trying to stop the movement right now or says that we don't have enough signatures or those, and keep in mind the First Nations, it's not the people. Again, it's the same thing I say when I'm talking about the provinces. It's the leaders, it's the chiefs, it's the band leaders. For anybody trying to step in the way of a democratic process.
Go ahead and call your dads, tell them about your alternative lifestyle as a gay communist. And then who knows, maybe eat a lollipop. I don't know what flamers do with their time, but I'd imagine it's something along those lines.
Yeah, it's really disheartening to see that again. Forever Canada was able to run around the country in Tommy's little weird PDF van,
lying to people about
that we're going to join the 51st state, that it's all about joining America just to get his signatures, that nobody stopped them, nobody canceled their events, nobody called the halls where they were holding those events, nobody threatened their canvassers, nobody even so much as flipped them off, at least to my knowledge.
What's the difference between us and them?
This is how you know we're winning it, though, because we don't have to resort to those tactics in order to get ahead. We were calm, cool, collected, and that's going to win overall. I've said it before, folks. If you fall off a ship into the ocean, you don't survive by flailing your arms about and panicking. If you're calm and cool, if you have a plan, you come ahead and you power through. I think that's what we're going to do here. Steve, coming into the $5 super chat, slow roll across Calgary tomorrow morning. In Calgary, meeting at South Upper parking lot at Sukhumi Lake, 11:30 a.m., leaving at 12:15 p.m. That's amazing. Before you do that, let's bring in what John Bolton's got going on, because Sukhumi Lake is very close to where John Bolton's going to be tomorrow.
So I'll roll right by him.
Let's take a look at what John Bolton has. Or wait, hold on. Am I sharing the audio? Hang on. Let me remove it.
Do this right.
I don't want to start showing you guys something and then I don't have the audio again. John Bolton's going to be very close to Sukhumi Lake. So if you're going to this slow roll tomorrow and you haven't signed the petition yet, go and say hi to John and everybody else over by Arbor Lake. If you're in Calgary, haven't signed the petition yet, go get a selfie with John Bolton, sign the petition, and let's get those signatures in.
On out for a stroll here in my community of Mackenziestown in southeast Calgary. And I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you about a petition signing event for Alberta Independence that is like no other, coming up on Saturday, March the 7th from 10 until 4 p.m. Now, this will be happening at the Auburn Bay Dog Walk Park here in the southeast on 52nd Street, one intersection south of Stony Trail. First and foremost, be reminded that this is a petition signing event. So if you've got family members or friends who want to sign the petition, but they haven't done that, bring them down to sign the petition on this day. Not only that, we're going to be there to talk about Alberta independence. We want this to be an event that people are going to talk about. Dennis Kalman will be there. If you don't know Dennis is one of the foremost experts on this document, The Value of Freedom. He co-wrote this with Jeff Rath, and he is an expert when it comes to answering questions about Alberta independence. So if you're sitting on the fence, come on down and talk to Dennis. He will be here as well. So why is this a petition signing event like no other? Well, we'd like you to come down and talk about independence, but bring your families as well and your kids, because we're going to have a bouncy castle at this event. I'm not kidding. Word has it, it might be the iconic bouncy castle that was at the trucker convoy in Ottawa. You know, the one that scared Justin Trudeau. So if you just want to get a good picture with the bouncy castle, come on and have your kids jump on it.
So I had to wait and show that bit because I think, first off, shout out to John. Listen,
same one.
I consider John Bolton a very good friend of this channel. He's one of the nicest people I've had the pleasure of meeting that does content alongside this channel and many others. Again, I've got many colleagues that I've met throughout this process of starting this YouTube channel, but John is one of the most welcoming, kindest people. Anytime you got to chat with him about something, he's always on the other end of the phone line, willing to talk to you, willing to help out in any way. And he's been doing a hell of a lot of work when it comes to the independence movement. If you haven't subbed to John yet, go give him a sub. He's got some good takes on things. Some that we disagree on sometimes, but that's the joy of politics.
Yep.
You don't always agree with each other. But for the most part, John and I are on the same page. Go check out his signing event tomorrow in
Calgary.
In Calgary, just off Stony Trail is where he said. It's right by Sukhumi Lake. So if you're going to the slow roll, where Steve's going to be again, he's starting at 11:30 a.m. It's leaving Sukhumi Lake at 11:30 a.m. John's event starts at 10 a.m. It's about 10 minutes up the road. Go and sign, then go to Sukhumi Lake. Have a jump in the bouncy castle, or get a photo in front of it. If it's the one that triggered off Justin Trudeau, you're going to want to get a picture from it, let's be honest. But huge thank you to John for organizing that event, as well as Al Burton. Yes, that is the real name, Al Burton. As well as Steve and everybody who's organizing these slow rolls. You guys are doing great with that as well.
Love that.
Raptor Guy, $5 super chat. When liberal voters are complaining, I'll just give them a Nelson Muntz laugh. I fully on board with that. Fully on board with that. Let's talk a little bit more about independence and why this is so important. When you look at, again, I'm not going to bring it back up because we just had the screen up, but Cian Bexty put out an article today. First Nations are asking the courts to declare the Alberta separation petition null and void and They want financial reimbursement for the cost of the court application.
Wow.
So that's a couple $100. They want the government to pay. Like, this is where
they don't get enough government money.
Special interest groups that give them $50,000, $100,000, $1 million. That's not enough, right? Let's go ask for more money. Come pay for our legal fees because you guys allowed this to go through. Here's the problem when it comes to this. First off, this is how you know we're winning. This is how you know we're winning, because they have to use the race card. They have to use the blood guilt card and go in and start saying, oh, well, it's our land and oh, you're disrespecting us, just so they can get somebody to listen to them. Because the lefties come out. What was it when we did the rally at the legislature back in October?
Yep.
There was like 10 of them that came to protest because they can't organize.
Look, we're still here.
We're gonna complain and dress like Antifa. They didn't get anywhere with that. Nope. They haven't got anywhere with any of this. They went to the Big Four and pulled the fire alarm.
I love that comment. Audit the Chiefs.
Yeah, let's see where their money comes from. Let's see where their money comes from. Maybe we should start asking them to cover the costs of all the oil jobs they've cost us by taking money from the Tide Foundation in order to shutter oil and gas development in Alberta.
Yep.
You guys ever see, is it Jane Fonda? The old, I know there's Bridget Fonda and Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda's the old bag, right? Yeah. Okay, the one from the 80s. She did a helicopter tour. James Cameron, Leo DiCaprio.
Yep.
I'm surprised Leo DiCaprio got in the chopper because the pilot
he didn't understand Chinooks.
Well, the pilot was over 25 years old, so I was surprised to see Leo get in the chopper. But they all did tours of the oil sands at that time alongside First Nation chiefs. One of them received a very handsome amount of money from Tides to tell them how terrible the oil sands are. And what's funny about it, folks, and this is where I always say that they try to be kind of like Trump was in the memes with the illusion of magic. They try to tell you how terrible everything is, yet Alberta, and you know this from working in oil and gas for 2 decades, Alberta has some of the cleanest and safest practices for extracting and fracking oil.
The land better than they found it.
Every time. People should start. So when Leo DiCaprio goes with James Cameron and they start showing all the dug up oil sands areas with all the fracking going on and going, oh, look at the devastation of the land. We should make another Avatar movie.
Yeah, but Leonardo DiCaprio, he doesn't understand the whole Chinooks thing either. He thought it was global warming and
and it was a Chinook. That was when he was filming whatever that movie is where he fights the bear.
Yes.
But he regardless, when they did their little tours, they talk about how terrible everything is, but what they don't show them is a lot of these lands, when they're done, are turned into wildlife preserves. Like they're left, like you said, in better condition than they found it.
Sit on their yachts and they have all these other things that they have that are built from oil. So
yeah, celebrities who drive any car they want.
Celebrities should just stay out of politics, period.
Well, no one should listen to them or pay them any mind, because people who have never had to struggle, who always have their fridge full, who can drive whatever they like, go wherever they want, do whatever they like without any limitations, credit cards with no limits. They never have to worry about a thing the rest of their lives. Nope. Even if they're like Bill Clinton, if you saw him laughing at photos this week during his deposition.
So creepy.
People that are essentially untouchable.
Yeah.
That are going to sit there and tell you how to vote and how to think, that they understand you. People like Mark Ruffalo, like these woke idiot celebrities that think that they can tell you how to live. They don't know a damn thing about your life or what's beneficial. They've never had to work a real day in their life. They've never had to suffer.
They've never had to suffer like this generation is suffering right now.
It's absolutely ridiculous that anybody would take the words of celebrities into their mouths.
No.
But when you look at the chiefs who take the money from Tides to show them around, they don't show them the reality. They don't show them that, hey, in all realistic nature, this is the cleanest way to do it on the planet. It's safer to transport oil via pipeline than it is via rail. If you're going to tell me that it's good for us to take dirty oil from the Middle East that is very poorly extracted, if you're talking about the effects on the environment, and then put it in an oil tanker and ship it across the ocean, thousands of miles, burning carbon and fuel to do so, and risking oil spills versus, again, pipelines, you've lost me in the conversation. if anything, if people like Mark Carney really believed in the environment and this wasn't about Brookfield or their portfolios or green diesel biofuels or anything else, they should be touting from the rooftops how clean Alberta's energy is. Yeah. This is where I've been saying that if Pierre Poilievre or any government officials, and again, it's not Pierre's fault or problem, but if any of them actually wanted to pursue something realistic within the country, then months ago, years ago, they should have talked about opening up provincial trade barriers. They should have been opening up our economic potential to say, we're not going to put hazardous carbon taxes on our farmers. We're not going to limit them with fertilizers. We're not going to raise their costs when we can supply everybody at home with good products.
Paying a carbon tax, how is paying money into this going to fix anything? It's
well,
not.
It gives you white Christmases, according to Justin Trudeau. Yes. It makes it snow. But we should have said no dairy cartels. We should have said open meat markets for Alberta beef. We should have said the logging industry can freely move around Canada and supply everybody. Oil and gas should be abundant. Put a pipeline through East. I mean, Edmonton has a small refinery, but it can't handle the load. You need Energy East and use a refinery out east to make our own fuel, to refine our bitumen. Like, you could be one of the richest countries in the world. In the world. Alberta would look like Dubai.
But cleaner.
Minus, all the people. I'll just say it that way. but we could be on top of the world as a country. And Alberta never would have had a problem with sharing any of those profits.
Top of the world.
No, king of the world. It's king of the world. Okay, they've made fun of that so many times. It's king of the world. Yes. Those buildings in Dubai are made by sand people. That couldn't have been done by Mark Carney or his cronies. Those are sand people. Yeah, without the sand people, we could be the next Dubai. And this country, Alberta, never would have had an issue sharing its economic potential or profits with the rest of Canada if it was just considered a valuable partner at the table. This is why, again, the push has to come for independence. This is why you need to go talk to the 4 other people or 5 other people that you need to get to sign that petition, to convince them by listening to them. Remember, it's not a cult. You don't have to hog tie them and beat them into submission.
Can we?
But well, I know that's how Mrs. Fringe gets things done. But listen to what they have to say. Ask some of these questions. Would you not be more comfortable in a world where your cost of living may be reduced, where your lifestyle will be more affordable, where you'll pay less taxes in terms of what we pay the federal government, right? 40%. We're not paying that anymore. Your GST is gone. It's eliminated because GST is a federal thing. Our healthcare would get better. Teachers would work here. We could build schools, hospitals, bring doctors back that have been booted out of the province or left for greener pastures.
Well, that are able to do their jobs instead of the 5 minutes and go.
It's one of the things that bugs me the most, that when you hear Doug Ford, closet liberal, whining on TV about all these jobs leaving Ontario, he's pouring out his Crown Royal and saying, all these jobs are going to America. Then you should be pushing the Prime Minister to open up interprovincial trade.
Dumping out his Crown Royal. It is made in Manitoba.
All these premiers say that they're Team Canada, yet none of them have ever suggested anything to make Canada a well-oiled machine.
No, the provinces
printing
don't
money.
Even talk to each other. They won't even work with each other on trades.
They come out and say Team Canada, but all they pitch are what's good for their provinces.
Yeah. How do they fill their pockets?
Yes, I understand. I'm not trying to say that Doug Ford has any redeeming qualities.
He's so smart. Oh my God.
What I'm trying to say is that if any of them weren't in it for themselves.
Okay, Derek's wife bought a steak for $18. Where? That's a good price.
That's a good price. I'll be honest. We went out, I think it was anniversary or something, and we saw steaks, and it was like, what, $60 at a restaurant for a steak. And it's like, well, there goes that. I mean, beef was nice, but we're not going that route. It's
next year I'm getting half a cow.
We're gonna Tiffany's cousin does cows.
And it's good beef.
And it's really good. But you called me the one day and we're like, hey, it's just $2,500.
Let's do it today.
Let's do it today. And it's like, I'm not Justin Trudeau. I don't have $2,500 just laying around.
We'll be prepared next year.
I don't have $2,500 laying around.
Steal from my mother.
Support local. If you guys missed,
Yes.
if you guys missed today's video, and in fact, I'm gonna give them another shout out because I love, and I hope that they understand. Can you
be your typist?
Can you bring up growing from the ground up? There it is. I hope they understand here that I'm giving them a freebie because I keep saying I like their company so much. So much.
You want real food.
If you're in Alberta and you want real farm to table food, no pesticides, no herbicides, no fillers or science projects, you're getting real food.
See what food is supposed to taste like.
This is like an online farmer's market where you can get it delivered to your door
straight from the farmers.
You don't need Walmart. You don't need Costco.
But
you
you're
don't
getting
need
real food. Even those places don't have.
They have, look at this, a budget meat box. They've got dairy, they've got eggs, they've got chicken, sirloin steaks. A 2-pack at $54. That's what, 20 something dollars a steak.
Really good price.
It's not terrible.
And they're not going to be small.
And again,
either.
these are large steaks shipped direct from farmers. You're helping local businesses. So the prices are around or the same as to what you're paying in retailers for their science projects.
Better food. Yeah, they put fillers and pesticides and all these different things in the superstores.
1 pound of grass finished beef
stir fry
stew meat. Stewing meat, 1 pound of stewing meat at $13. Again, compared to retail, not terrible. They've got beef jerky at $12. I mean, like, guys, I'm not going to go through the whole list here, but you can view their products online.
Good prices, good food, good deal.
Growing from the ground up. God, they're going to owe me so huge from this. I love their product. I love what they do. Growingfromthegroundup.org. Can you type that down here? Growingfromthegroundup.org. Go shop there if you're in Alberta. Here's the link. Crazy Leg saying, what's the growingfromthegroundup.org. I know Maple Kitty, who's usually in here, bought a whole ton of stuff from them. He spent about $700 there, and he says he's not going to have to fill up again for another couple of months.
Which is amazing.
They're absolutely incredible. I can't recommend them enough. There's a reason why. Like, they come to me all the time. They're just starting up, and they've been starting up over the last year or so. And they came to this channel and said, "Look, you're an Alberta channel. We got to get this product out." And I said, "Guys, I want to work with you because I believe in what you're doing." Fringe 10 on checkout will save you 10%. So use that Fringe 10. Saves you 10% on checkout, folks. So order a lot and hey, get a little bit on my dime. I don't mind helping out with that discount. So head over.
And that tells them we sent you.
Well, they know then that this is effective for them.
We don't get kickback for it. It just tells them that we sent you.
It's essentially a large farmer's market where you order and they go to the farmers that they've sourced from. They get it all brought in, put it on a truck, and deliver it to your door, straight from the farm to your door. Best food you've ever had.
And if you're not in Alberta, Hutterites do have really good meat as well.
Yeah.
Some.
So Independence, they're saying April 7th is the deadline now.
Yes.
That is not true.
No.
April 7th is when the court hearing begins.
Yeah, so they want it done by April, like they want to submit.
They're going to submit by April 2nd, I believe is what Mitch said. And I've been told by canvassers they must submit their signatures no later than March. It was either 24th or 26th.
Wow.
So that's a couple of weeks. So get out and sign the petition if you haven't yet.
Did you see that?
What about Fringe 100?
No,
I wish.
Do you see Fanner 22? I see eye candy, and that's you.
Oh, gross. Get your glasses checked. We've only got a couple of weeks, folks. This is why they've been putting out that this is important. It's time sensitive. You need to go and sign now if you haven't yet. Go over to stayfreealberta.com. This is Fringe, if you do the honors. Stayfreealberta.com. if we pull up their page, we'll walk you through it. It's that easy. StayFreeAlberta.com. This is what it'll look like when you get to the page. Nice little video showing how gorgeous Alberta is. Where to sign, become a canvasser, request to sign the petition. So the request to sign a petition, folks, if you do not want to go out of your home, if you're worried you're going to be doxxed, if you're worried that people are going to call you out for signing the petition, or if you have mobility issues or just are plain old lazy, go to request to sign the petition and they will send a canvasser to your home to get it signed. Yes. You literally have no excuse to not sign at this point. Or click this little tab here. Look at all these patriots. You click this little tab here, where to sign.
Amazing Albertans.
Amazing AI Albertans, aren't they? They've got all their speaking dates.
Yep, it's always updated.
Anybody who has questions, take them with you to one of these speaking engagements happening around Alberta.
Yep.
They always do Q&A at the end of these, so anybody that you bring with you who has questions can ask whoever is speaking, whether it's Mitch, Jeff, or anybody else, and get the answers that they're looking for. Right? If you go down here, they've got permanent signing locations and the times that you can get there. They've got viewing the map for directions, and it's all listed alphabetically by city or town.
It's very well organized.
Very well organized, guys. StayFreeAlberta.com. Don't pass this opportunity up. Again, if we miss our boat on this, it's over.
So if you have not signed, get out there and do it.
Look at people talking about cowbell.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
Yeah, people wanting cowbell all the time. It's I've got other honorable mentions. I gotta go. I gotta get done. Greg, Carney's deal with Alberta, do not redeem? Really?
Why you no bring the gun to me and then I give you $25 gift card to Tim Horton?
Do not redeem it! Do not redeem it! Do not redeem it! Why you redeem it?
Oh, Gary. Stupid Gary. Greg with a 279 super chat. I got my black and gold Alberta flag and pins today. I'm glad. I love hearing that. Big Family Mama with $2 super chat. Will Tommy's question also be on a referendum in October? I don't believe so, because it isn't constitutional. We want our question on there. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm going to say no, but please don't take that as definitive, because I'm not the UCP. No. I'm not Danielle Smith. I'm not Elections Alberta.
And ours is constitutional and theirs isn't.
Theirs was a general question. Yeah. Look at this. Albertan.
Love it.
I told you so. $20 super chat. The cruise tomorrow is going to crash John's signing event. We will have a flag wave and chin wag. Look at that patriotism. These guys are awesome. Oh my God, they're awesome. Thank you, Al, for that. I am very grateful you guys are doing that. Get some video, please.
Yes, that would be amazing.
And don't give it to John. Send it here. I know I'm going to be gone all week, but I'll send it to Mike and Matt and they can show it on the stream. We've got to beat John to the punch. I told people to go over there tonight, but folks, you don't open a pizza shop and tell people to go get pizza somewhere else. Okay? Come get our pizza. Send me video of that, Al. I'm only kidding, but send me video. Really, do it. Do it. Do it.
Wink, wink.
Panini gifting 5 unacceptable Fringe memberships to the Patriots Club. Thank you so much. It's very generous of you. Tony Shaw, $10 super chat. We're holding a signing event tomorrow, Elbow and 61st Ave from 11 to 5 p.m. Tony's doing his part too. I met Tony at the Big Four.
Yeah.
All these people are amazing. Everybody I meet.
Amazing people while I was here with kids.
I'm always going around and I meet all of our amazing community. They're wonderful. They're always truly wonderful. They always say, "Where's Mrs. Fringe? I left her at home. She's unbearable. I can't bring her around.
Leave the house much.
I don't like bringing the wife with me. She's not very fun. She spoils my good time. I can't have the ladies hanging off of me without Mrs. Fringe."
Yeah, that's true.
Just joking.
So true.
Tony, thank you. You're doing God's work. Anybody who's around Elbow and 61st Ave in Calgary tomorrow from 11 to 5, go and sign as well. I don't want to hear anybody telling me I didn't have a chance to sign.
No.
I don't want to hear that. If you tell me that, you'll be banned out of this chat. All right? Albertan, $5 super chat. We leave Upper Sukhumi Lake parking lot at 12:12. Look at that. Be there or be banned. Raptor Guy, $2 super chat. You want woke? See Neil Young. Don't even get me started on Neil Young. Oh my God. He's almost as bad as Mark Hamill. Rob Hildebrand, $5 super chat. I heard Brookfield is chopping down the Amazon rainforest the size of football fields. Probably.
Oh, I hate that.
Thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug Ford makes me want to pour a Molson Canadian.
It kind of makes me want to have a drink.
Doug Ford makes me want to do a lot of things. Sanjali, $2.79 super chat. Pop up in Lethbridge West Side Mojos from 9:30 to 6. So if you guys are in Lethbridge, there you go. Head over for that one. Okay, these ones I can understand. I don't have a chance to sign them from Ontario. Fine. Okay.
You are forgiven.
If you're in Alberta, and you wanted to sign and you had all this time and we had canvassers going to doors.
In Arizona for people to sign for Alberta.
Yeah. It's
everywhere.
Did you guys see this week? I talked about Mark Carney, stupid Mark Carney.
Yeah, that's what he sounds like.
His deals. Where is it? Is it under my replies? Maybe. The deal that he just signed in India. Here it is. If anybody missed our videos this week because they were heavily censored, well, not really censored. YouTube's messing around with their algorithm. Mark Carney, Cameco signs big deal to supply nearly $3 billion in Saskatchewan uranium to India. And people say, well, what does Cameco have to do with anything? That's not Brookfield. Oh, wait a minute. Mark Carney, the current Prime Minister of Canada as of 2026, previously held a senior leadership position at Brookfield Asset Management. We didn't know that. In 2023, Brookfield, where Carney was involved, partnered with Cameco to acquire Westinghouse Electric Company, with Brookfield taking 51% or controlling interest stake and Cameco remaining 49%. This created an ongoing business connection between the two companies in the nuclear sector. So they signed a large deal for Cameco in India worth $3 billion with a B. $3 billion with a B. And then they did the same thing with Japan. Where is it? I had it.
Liar.
I had it. I'm a liar. Cameco signed a deal for Saskatchewan's resources, their uranium in Japan. And that was through Cameco as well. I've got it covered in a video. I believe that video is coming out tomorrow. So Mark Carney's out there doing all these deals for Brookfield.
Shocking.
We're being told that there's all these injunctions to stop us from leaving. The rest of the country's going to hell. Mark Carney's going to hold a spring election. I know people are saying he's not going to. I beg to differ.
He wants controlling.
If you looked at our video from earlier today where we showed supposed polling that was putting Mark Carney in the lead, when you look at floor crossers and everything else, he's poised for a majority government.
Oh, yeah.
He wants that majority government. They're ramping up C8 and C9 to censor.
And what better waste of money?
Well, and when you look at the things being censored in C8 and C9, like the Kamloops debacle, we'll say, with unmarked positions. God, we got to be so careful. When you look at hate speech laws about Bible verses, about the government in general, all these different things you're not allowed to talk about, the incident in BC that happened involving kids and pew-pews, all of those things being tabled down and censored in, the sealing of records from jabs for 15 years. All of that is being done under C8 and C9 so that they can hold an election, and you're not allowed to talk about any of it. The media is not allowed to bring up any of these terrible things where the Liberals have dropped the ball and maybe not represented the people of Canada. So they're going to hold their stupid little election while trying to slam Alberta and saying you can't have your independence vote. We're going to file injunctions. We're going to take it to the Supreme Court. This is the reason Mitch is submitting early. Because if it's already in the system, they can't stop it. We will have, 7 months at that point? 7 months of campaigning, rallies, slow rolls, getting together, The Fringe will be at as many as possible, and we're going to go full bore on independence to get people ready for that referendum vote. Because again, folks, if we miss our opportunity, we're part of this hellhole now. It's all going down. We're going down. Like, I actually got to a point where I was talking with Master of Snatch and CB and the other guys that I talked to in my production team outside of making these streams and videos. And I said, you know what? If we lose, I'm out. I'm going to the States. I'm doing something. And
Somebody has to take us.
They said, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't leave because things get tough. And I thought about it and said, no, I'm not gonna, because we'll want to go again.
Oh yeah.
We're going to fight for something, but we don't want to get there is the problem. We don't want that reality. Okay. We want to be in the multiverse planet where everything goes through, we get our independence and we leave. Right? We want to make sure that we seal this airtight. We are winning. You know we're winning by how much they're freaking out. You know that we're winning by them filing injunctions.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody gave Tom Lakazak a hard time for asking a question. First Nations didn't give Danielle Smith a hard time when Tom Lakazak was asking.
They weren't scared they were going to stay.
But what's silly is that there's two sides to that question. You're still asking, should Canada be a part of Alberta? Or should Alberta be a part of Canada?
I vote no.
There's one half to that question First Nations wouldn't like, but they never gave Tom Lakazak a hard time.
Nope.
We're going to work so hard for independence, it's going to make you puke. In fact,
and I know people who signed his petition just so they could vote no.
Just so we could vote no. We're going to work so hard, folks, it's going to give you a fever.
Yep.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Canada is shitting their pants with woe. I couldn't have said it any better. Couldn't have said it any better. They are petrified.
And they should be.
At the reality. Do you know how many people I've talked to that, again, I try to understand their position, but they say, I'm going to leave Alberta if they separate. Cool. Where are you going to go?
Yeah.
Where are you going to go? That's better than here. That's like saying, I've got a cushy job with great benefits, but I'm going to leave to go into business for myself, selling ant farms. Like, okay, if you want to shoot yourself in the foot and be stupid, you be my guest. But this is the problem I have with the whole thing is I can't fathom even people on the left, the stupidity level to say, no, I want to stay. And it's got to be nothing more than pure nostalgia or overshadowed misinformation. Because when you lay out for teachers, I mean, my daughter's teacher sat there saying, oh, I can't believe you're one of those people who pushes for independence. And I said, I remember at a parent-teacher interview, you told me that you were quite upset that we visited the Premier's office because I didn't see any contracts on her desk pushing for brand new schools. And she goes, yeah, well, that's Danielle Smith. And I said, well, think about it for a second. If you voted for independence, the billions of dollars we send to Quebec would be left in Alberta. So, well, how many schools could we build with that? How many teachers could we hire? How many classrooms would be overcrowded? If we were in charge of our immigration, how many classrooms would be full of kids who don't speak English or don't belong in these overcrowded classrooms?
Yeah, teachers using translators just to speak to their students.
Right? There'd be no red tape or funding for your facilities. You'd have resources, you'd have books, you'd have computers, you'd have everything you need. So if you truly care about educating kids, and this isn't about your union or politics, wouldn't you want independence as well? She wouldn't answer the question.
No.
Because that's when you know that it has nothing to do with logic. It has to do with NPC programming and their refusal to admit they're wrong. And that's why they're scared. Because they know when you talk to them about those points that it makes sense. They just don't want to buy in. There's that old saying that says, I'm not selling out, I'm buying in. We're all buying into an independent Alberta.
They just don't want to be labeled a traitor.
Yeah, how many construction projects go over due date and cost?
Yeah.
It's important to talk about that because, and I know people get all uppity because I'm taking the kids to Disney, but we were watching a documentary about the construction of Disney the other day. It's their 70th anniversary and this documentary came out. Do you know they built Disneyland in a year?
A year.
1 year. 1 year. And when you look at that video, I said to Tiff last week, I'm curious what that working generation would think of the current generation of 20 to 30-year-olds working out there in construction or the real world these days with their safe spaces. You had guys standing on beams like girders, no harnesses.
Safety was not
no
in a thought.
No
at
safety
all.
equipment, no harnesses, just walking along, no big deal. Guys standing on cranes, like on the hooks
Coming
to get down from up top, pulling two guys down. One of them almost fell in the footage. Like the absolute craftsmanship that these people had to get work done, and they got it done on time in a year. And you think about the size and scope of Disneyland. Now think about your roadways. Think about overpasses. Think about
how fast. And they don't
school.
even have the machinery that we've got now.
A school. Think about a school being built.
Yeah.
How long does it take them to finish that these days? Because everything's caught up in red tape.
Yep.
So if we want more houses for people and affordable houses, if we want more hospitals and schools, if we want to be able to build them at a good pace, we have the power to do that with independence because we hold a convention on our Constitution and we put in rules and regulations that benefit us, not them anymore, not the elites. It benefits the working class. That now you can elect your own judges. Now you can remove people from office that are corrupt. There's no more privilege for them to claim exemption for breaking the law. There's no more red tape in construction. There's no more monopolies when it comes to the way things operate. We actually have a say in all of that if we vote for independence. So when somebody wants to tell you how terrible it would be, what's so terrible about that? What's so terrible about having control? What's so terrible about having money? That's a big factor.
I like that.
Standing beneath your feet in Alberta is over $1 trillion in revenue. Does anybody here know what $1 trillion actually looks like? Like, anytime you're talking to somebody, and again, if you're calm and if you talk to them about all of these points and say, with all that being said, the fact that nobody picks up Alberta and moves it, the borders don't change, nothing changes. The only thing that changes is who's in charge of our money and our laws. Why is separating such a bad thing? If they can't answer your question or they get agitated and angry, they're a lost cause. It's best to move on. Because those are people that will never admit because they're wrong. They don't want to look like idiots.
No.
It's okay to tell them, look, it's cool if you wake up at this point and realize that things aren't working out for us. But the one talking point I always try to encourage everybody, and I know everybody's heard it a million times on this channel, take the politics out of it. And tell that to anybody you're talking about. If they say, well, I'm a liberal, or I vote NDP and I like the unions.
It shouldn't be about politics.
Take all that out of it. We're not voting for NDPs here. We're not voting for liberals. We're not even voting for UCP
We're
or conservatives.
away from our current government and doing something new.
We're voting for our futures and our lives. If somebody handed you a better life, would you not take it? Why would you turn down independence? What's beneficial about staying in Canada? I have yet to hear one person give me an honest answer, even if it's irrelevant. Nobody has given me an actual answer to that question.
No. Nobody has an answer.
It's about our freedom.
Yep.
And that freedom is leaving quickly. It's escaping fast. Pierre Poilievre put out a video that said something like your freedom is quickly leaving in Canada. Yeah, it is. That's the best thing he's ever said, which is why Albertans should be saying exactly. So let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
It doesn't work in Canada anymore.
No.
And it's not Pierre's fault. It's not the Conservatives' fault. I like Pierre.
Yep.
I am a conservative Albertan voter. However, the system is the problem. The Constitution is a problem. The vetoes are a problem. The fact that none of this will ever change because one small portion of the country is in charge of who runs it is the problem. So it's not the people, it's not the government, it's the system. It's irreparable. No deal can be offered to us that's greater than charting our own course. And that should be that for any province at this point. Because even if Alberta leaves and the rest of this country has to find a way to make it work, that flawed system is still in place for you in your province. You should be asking for that to be corrected. Things change over time. And I've always said that when you look at constitutions or bills of rights or anything else, and believe, I'm not trying to impede on what Americans have, but these are declarations that were written hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
Policies should be updated as the times change. There's
Government
nothing
has found a way to abuse it.
There's nothing wrong with saying we've evolved. Times have changed. Needs have changed. Society has changed. And a lot of people get angry whenever I point out that when you look between Eastern Canada and Western Canada, there's a cultural divide.
Oh, yeah.
Conservatives in the East are very different in terms of their expectations, needs, and wants than the conservatives in the West. And that doesn't mean that they're bad people or that, you know, they're jerks or anything else. But what it means is that if you start talking about what's important to you with your lifestyle or your way of working or your industry, it's going to be very different East and West. Canada's a very large country. Go to Europe and go from France to Belgium and tell me that they're the exact same, that they hold the same views and values. Go from the UK to Germany and tell me everything's the same. They have the same needs and wants. They have the same political aspects. It doesn't happen. Alberta, when you put Alberta on the European map, it takes up almost the complete middle of Europe. And that's just Alberta. Canada's very large. We're very different. And this system is broken. Please get out and sign the petition. If you thought that you didn't need to, or they've got their numbers, I don't have to. This is the most important voice you could ever have in your life. And it's not to make me happy or this audience happy or your friends happy. This is about what's important for you.
Yeah.
If you want a better life and a better future, you owe it to yourself to get up and actually have a voice. For the amount of times people come into this channel and complain that my voice doesn't mean anything, my vote doesn't mean anything, I don't have any representation. This is literally the one time that everything's on the line and your voice actually matters. Use that. Take advantage of that, because we will not get it again. At least not on this scale. It won't happen. There we go. How many likes do we have?
I think we're sitting in the 600s.
Oh, really? Are we that low? Are we that? Guys, I try to do giveaways. It's free stuff. It's free stuff.
Nobody wants it.
Nobody wants free stuff. Where are the likes at? I'm going to wait for the chat to catch up. 623. Oh, my goodness.
Not enough.
Oh, my goodness, guys. If you haven't hit the like button yet, that's 380 likes. Can we get those done in the next 20 minutes? I just moved to the Netherlands, a country a little smaller than Vancouver Island. People are already different because between countries, let alone or between counties, let alone countries. Yeah. I mean, shout out to the Netherlands. I hope you enjoy it there at least. Somebody says 674, another says 641. That's weird. Where's the money coming from and where's the money going? Are you talking about Canada or Alberta? I'm a Red Seal welder and JM fitter and only got 11 weeks work last year. No one wants a single white woman over 50, even though I can outwork most.
Yeah.
That's part of the big problem.
I feel like that's my fault. My problem.
Oh, Alberta. You're talking about Alberta. Yeah. Where's the money coming and where's it going? Go read The Value of Freedom.
Yep.
I've explained it a million times. And again, it's in black and white. It was done off of provincial and federal figures. Go to albertaprosperityproject.com.
They have it all laid out there.
They've got it all laid out to a T. Every penny. Go and check it out. There it is. Money's coming from your wallet and going to Brookfield Asset Management.
Yes.
That's a good explanation. I came in late to the chat.
Oh, I'm going to come.
Do not come.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
I'm going to do it.
It is a brilliant document, but it really lays out factual proof of how things can work. I'm surprised that, again, people aren't adopting it and saying, you know, if these are actual figures, how do you argue it?
Yeah.
Right? It's like somebody literally holding a bag of money in front of you and saying, do you want this? And some people are stupid enough to go, nah,
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm okay. I like my abuse.
What? I could get groceries and pay a bill this month. That would be exciting.
I just like that meme. Did you see Carney's speech though? the poor guy laying in the cardboard box, all disheveled.
Yeah.
Greg with a 279 super chat. Daily videos get 2K likes, but streams get less. Yeah, there's something weird going on again. YouTube system. Usually the likes in videos, and this is again how things have changed. If we got 1,000 likes, it would usually equivalent to 10,000 views. So you get 10,000 views for every 1,000 likes on average. The other day we had like 30,000 or 25,000 views and 5,000 likes on a video and like almost 1,500 comments. So there's some weird things going on YouTube these days. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any. I did miss some super chats.
Yeah, you did.
Raptor guy, $5 super chat. I'm still taking polls with a grain of salt until the NDP have their new leader. That's a good way to look at it. Thank you for that. Steve Jensen, Chris Scott interviewed Mitch Sylvester this morning on petition changes.
Okay.
Yes, that's where I got a lot of my information from. You guys should go check that out if you haven't yet. Carson, $5 super chat. Table Salt just posted that Mexico and US are talking about bilateral trade deal cutting Canada out of USMCA. They are.
Wow.
They are. But we already knew this was happening.
Yeah.
I was going to put out a video about this, but really, it's going to be weird. Speaking of putting out videos, Sunday, if you guys have your notifications turned on, I have to upload all 3 of our live streams this week before we leave. So you'll get notifications saying a live stream's coming up. They're just being posted early so that Matt and Mike can get in
So it'll
to the
show
studio.
you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
It'll show you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday stream are all coming up. But they're scheduled for their respective days and times. So just ignore those notifications if you get them on Sunday. I thought I'd point that out.
Chat, it's all good.
I'm going to take my computer with me on the trip. However, I didn't want to rely on Wi-Fi and the computer not having any issues or whatever in order to get things done on
We have
time.
a hard enough time doing it here.
Or even being back at the hotel in enough
Right.
time to get it done.
Without screaming kids in the background.
Steve Jensen, another $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Working paid all my life for a $439 Canada pension plan.
Yeah.
Make that make sense.
Right?
Meanwhile, migrants are getting $8,000 a month and are allowed to make more money. Doesn't make any sense to me. Just Jack coming in with a $5 super chat. Did you see in Australia, Clowney answered a question and said this: nostalgia isn't a reason to not change, and nostalgia isn't a good strategy. For Alberta, it isn't. Yeah, I did see that. Again, anything that comes out of his mouth is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Rob with a $5 super chat. 1 trillion seconds ago was 31,000 BC. Put that in dollars.
Wow.
There you go.
That's something.
Good point. Crazy Legs, $2. A lot of people suffer from Stockholm syndrome. Yeah. And that's what I was saying earlier. Some people just love the cages they put themselves in, right? They love the abuse. Gluttons for punishment. We got that one from Greg. Thank you so much. Major Flip, $5 super chat. Hey, Fringe, give your kids' teacher a link to APP. We've had many talks. We've had many talks. And again, oh, look, Dutchie's heading out. Dutchie, thank you for everything.
Thank you so much.
You're, have to wait and see if we give the shirts and a hoodie until next week. There you go. Yep. Thank you, Dutchie. I appreciate everything you've done, my friend. I don't think we'll make it to a giveaway tonight. What we will do is Q&A. Let's get Q&A going.
Yeah.
I was going to give a book away tonight, one of our How Alberta Got Its Independence. I won't be around to ship it out until like a week from now. So we just won't do it. We'll do it next week. That's why I was hoping to do a t-shirt tonight. That's too bad. Nobody wants free stuff.
Fine.
Nobody wants free stuff. That's okay. Throw in your Q&As, guys. Yeah, don't look behind. You're not going there.
Yep.
There you go. Do you guys have any questions for the Q&A? They can be about anything too. It doesn't have to be about independence.
No.
Doesn't have to be about politics. As long as it's appropriate. I'm going to say that. I'm not answering inappropriate questions.
No dirty questions.
What happened to your video today and why did YouTube take it down? Nothing was taken down today. No, nothing was taken down today. The stream on Wednesday was taken down because somebody reported it for hate speech. So the Wednesday stream was taken down, but nothing was taken down today. At least not to my knowledge.
Maybe we don't know.
Hang on.
Yet.
Let me pull. Now you got me scared. Now I got to pull up the old YouTubes. No, nothing's been pulled down. Nothing's been pulled down today. At least according to my computer.
You scared us.
You gave me a little bit of a fright there. Mrs. Fringe, how's your mom doing?
My mom is doing better. She's doing better.
She's doing well. She's on the road to recovery. Yeah. Thank you everybody for asking. I see it in there a couple of times.
Thank you.
Can we have a wrestling match between Derek and Mark Carney?
Wrestling match between anybody and Mark Carney.
I want a box. I know people wouldn't think it looking at me. I used to box back in
lots of muscle there.
Back in my high school day. Yeah, that's the thing is people see this. Hang on. What is it? The Guardians of the Galaxy thing. This and they see this and they think it's. But I'll tell you a lot. So I got on a medication due to a heart issue in my 20s. Not my weight. No. It was a heart issue, and it caused a lot of the weight gain. That medication has put me through a lot of weight gain over the last 10 years.
Up and down, yeah.
And losing weight is almost impossible. I've been doing spin, which is on the cycle, 45 minutes?
Yeah.
And it's called a HIIT, which is high intensity interval training. So like you'll pedal for like 2 minutes and then sprint for 30 seconds and so forth on a 45-minute deal, 5 days a week. And it's almost impossible to lose weight. I think my daily calorie intake's like 1,100 calories in a day right now. And you wouldn't know it. It's really tough, but I used to box and a lot of this turned into fat. Back in my high school /
after you met me
pre business school days. I used to love boxing. I'd love to get back into it. But yeah, I'd do that with Mark Carney.
I mean, I could probably
I'd do it for charity.
Too, but
I'll tell you what, I'd bust my butt for like if it was a 6-month bill, I'd bust my butt to make sure I was in the greatest shape of my life. Just for that. Has there been any talks of what our new constitution would resemble? No, there hasn't. I think right now we're just trying to get the signatures in.
Once that's
done, can you just say this is all satire to save the channel? I don't think the channel's in trouble. What is that point system in your videos? I can't make comments. So if you're talking about hype points, I don't know what that is. It's something YouTube's implemented in the last like 6 months to a year. You have no idea how that works. I don't know why you can't leave comments.
That's weird.
That's very bizarre. I am working on a locals. I looked into things. Locals seems to be the best platform. I'm going to bring out blogging articles about independence, about different things happening in politics. I will update them regularly. I'm going to start doing uncensored shows with Matt on locals for those who want to support the channel outside of YouTube. So as the algorithm changes, as C8 and C9 come out, if people want to support independent media, we're going to set up locals so that people can go over there and subscribe monthly on locals. Those streams, those uncensored streams will be for those who wish to join that. Nothing will be changing on the YouTube channel. So you're still getting all the content you get here. This is just going to be a little extra to give back to those who want to support the channel so that when YouTube is censoring us or when YouTube is pushing back at us, we can still pay Matt and Mike for doing these shows. We can still keep the lights on, things like that. It's a way to support us and get something for what you're paying out. So stay tuned for that. I'm in the works of trying to figure out how to make it all work and look nice. And then we'll announce that in the near future. What will happen to YouTube when Alberta leaves? I'm assuming it'll stay the same. I mean, one of the benefits to C8 and C9 is that Danielle Smith has said she's not going to prosecute anybody for hate speech laws in Alberta.
And whenever laws they do change, it won't affect us if and when we separate.
That's not to say YouTube can't kick me off the platform. It just means that I'm not going to get a criminal record for it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the comment was. I really don't know. It doesn't tell me. It just tells me that it's been flagged.
Are we getting lightsabers at Disneyland? No.
No, I don't know if you see one next to my Devastator by Mrs. Fringe over here. I've got a Luke Skywalker, a Darth Vader, and an
You
Obi-Wan.
brought back 3 last time, so we're done.
I got one for each one of my kids to keep when they're older. But they sit on my shelves, and Galaxy's Edge has movie quality replica ones.
Very nice.
And these ones, like usually they're a couple $100. These ones were on sale for like $120 US each. And at the time when Toys R Us was still open, they were like $400 for like the plastic Force FX lightsabers. So these ones are metal, stainless steel, high quality. So I bought 3 of them because I
think I have a video of you and little Steve having a saber fight in the hotel.
Yeah, it's for what those cost.
Yeah.
I mean, we got 3 lightsabers for the cost of one of the crappy plastic Hasbro ones. So no, we won't be buying more lightsabers. That's it. Where do you get the gold black lapel pins? AlbertaPin.ca. AlbertaPin.ca. You can get the black and gold flags. You can get their pins as well. They gave us permission to use their logo for our shirts. So thank you to them for that. Go get your pins from them. They're really knocking it out lately. Let's get caught up in the comments. Someone's chat disappeared. So I had an email from a viewer today that thought that I was deleting comments. Sometimes YouTube will automatically remove comments if it goes against terms of service, if it's risky to them. Their AI filters these things out all the time. So unless the mods deleted a comment.
Yeah. And usually it'll tell you if they do, right?
Yeah. Will you be making a droid in Galaxy's Edge? No, my kids did that last time we were there as well. I went kind of crazy the last time we went there financially because we thought it was going to be the only time we were going to be able to afford to go. At that time, we didn't have plans to move. And again, the sale of our last house with the equity we had, because our house in Spruce cost less, we just tucked a little aside. And originally it was tucked aside for, you know, the backyard, the landscaping, things like that. When everything was done, we had a little left over. And again, our kids transitioning into a new school and things like that.
It's been a hard year.
It's been a rough year for them. So we thought, let's take a vacation. We didn't take one last summer when we typically even go to Manitoba to visit family. So we thought, let's ask them where they want to go. We'll go somewhere of their choosing. They wanted Disney. So no, we did that last time and we won't be going crazy this time. We're kind of just affording this trip this time. So we're going to have fun.
Somebody went crazy, but it wasn't me. I was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, Tiffany was in a wheelchair. This is crazy.
Have a choice. I couldn't even go in the stores.
Why is there a Ninja Turtle missing? Michelangelo fell.
Yeah, and he broke his leg.
His leg's broken. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix him. We just haven't got around to it. Yeah, no, I don't do Rumble. I have no plans to go to Rumble. Rumble.
It was something you looked into at one point, but
here's the biggest problem. When it comes to Rumble, I mean, YouTube right now pays the bills. It allows me to have different co-hosts on live shows. I'm basically taking profits I used to make and giving it to those guys to help do these shows for good reason. I think it's great having new co-hosts. But there's costs to running those things and to make it worth everybody's while. We also have to pay our bills with YouTube. Rumble doesn't pay anything. Their algorithm sucks. So I understand the reason for free speech and stuff like that,
100%.
but it's too much work on Rumble for too little back, and it divides the audience. So I won't be going there. I know people would rather personally support Rumble. I am in that boat. I would rather support somebody on Rumble versus YouTube as well. However, from a business standpoint, I just can't do it. YouTube is the platform everybody's on. So we just got to work with the monster. Greg with the super chat. Disney's too woke. You should have gone to Dollywood.
It was kids' choice, and they don't even notice it.
They're too young to notice it. And to be quite honest, like we went
3 years ago.
We went 3 years ago, and honestly, you said you saw like one thing.
I did.
I didn't notice a darn thing the entire time we were there. Like when you're focused on the rides and having fun, you're not really pointing out.
Yeah, you're not really looking for it.
The stuff. Like it's not what everybody fears it is. And I'm not trying to advocate for Disney.
Absolutely not. But it was really about the kids.
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna be one of those parents that my kids say while they're children, I want to go to Disney, and I go, no, it's too woke.
They don't even know what that means.
I'm not gonna push my politics onto the kids. Why is Soundwave the same size as Devastator? Because Devastator is a reissue to his actual scale size. Optimus Prime and Soundwave are Lego. Those are the Lego versions of them, and they're large scale. I hope that there is a Soundwave behind my Back to the Future dials, I guess you could say, in box next to Devastator on the shelf below. Right behind Tiffany on the shelf below. Wally World was closed. Yeah. Clark Griswold caused a lot of problems there with a...
They're probably never going to open again.
He caused a problem with a pellet gun there back in the 80s. He took John Candy hostage, so Wally World wasn't moving around. Have you heard anything from Benny Johnson's team yet? No. And again, I don't expect to. They're very busy. I'll still push. We'll still push to get Benny on the channel. It's my granddaughter loved the Harry Potter in Disney World.
Disney World.
Oh, in Disney World.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're talking about like MGM Studios or whatever it is, or their version of Universal.
It's not owned by Disney, but
I was on a tour where some of the Harry Potter was filmed. That's amazing.
Very cool.
See, my kids are looking forward to Universal. I'm more looking forward to Universal.
You want the Mario Land?
I don't know if you guys know, I'm kind of a Nintendo junkie. So like, you can tell with my virtual boy sitting in the background. I want to go to Super Nintendo World. In fact, we have a reservation to have lunch at the Toad restaurant, the Super Mario restaurant.
Glad they take reservations because it was kind of like a first come first serve last time we were there.
That's like my
even get down there. I was in the wheelchair.
That's like my birthday gift this year from the wife.
Happy birthday.
We were stretching the budget to go, so she says that's if we do that, that's your birthday gift. I'm good with it. That's what I want to do.
You're gonna buy a plane.
I can't wait. It's yeah, good old Wally World.
He punched a moose in the nose.
Man, that must have been like late 90s. The last time I went to Universal, ET and Backdraft exhibits were still up. So I've heard the Waterworld show is pretty intense. Like you got to go see that. We've been twice to Universal. Haven't seen it yet. So we're going to go check that out. The studio tour never gets old. We went on the studio tour last time we went. It was just amazing.
We were for our anniversary or for our honeymoon as well.
If you go through Diagon Alley, like I'm not a big Harry Potter nut, but it's really cool.
Really cool.
It is really cool. I think the only sugar I'm intaking during that trip is butterbeer. I've got it. Apparently butterbeer is the must-have at Universal.
I didn't know what it was.
In the Harry Potter section. It's like, for anybody who says what is butterbeer, it's like a butterscotch frappe. Like it's there's no coffee in it, but it's like you can get it warm or cold.
Or frozen.
And we're gonna get frozen ones, but apparently it's a must-have.
We'll see.
What do we got here? You need to see Knott's Berry Farm near Universal.
I think we drove by it.
We went past Knott's Berry Farm. Some of my family had been to Knott's Berry Farm and they just kind of said it's cool, but you know, if you've got the opportunity for Disney or Universal, it's just not. It's the same with Legoland. Like it's cool, but it's just not on the docket. You'd have to stay for longer. It's
and honestly, I don't know if I would pay to go to Universal. We did it last time, but we had such a problem there that we got free tickets to go this time.
That was the thing. Yeah. So we weren't even going to do Universal this time. And then Mrs. Fringe had issues with transport using a wheelchair again last time we were there because of her injury. And Universal just offered us more passes because it was the Halloween deal that was going on. So they closed at like 3 p.m. And we spent a lot of our time waiting to go to upper and lower lots because you can't use the escalators in a wheelchair. Yeah. So because everything was delayed and we couldn't really see a lot when we were there, they just said, "Nah, you can come back." And we thought, when the hell are we ever going to get to come back?
Well, guess what?
Thank God we get to do that. Yeah. It's
I wouldn't pay to go there again. They were very rude.
Yeah, it's have the kids flown before? Yeah, so the kids flew the last time we went to Disney. Well, 2 of them flew to Winnipeg because we didn't have Steve then.
That's a lie.
Oh, we did. Oh, yeah, 2020, I guess.
Yep.
No, because we flew in March of 2020. You didn't have Steve till May.
No, but we flew again, didn't we?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope, we drove.
What I know.
We drove the next time.
But yeah, he was on the plane the last time we went to
Disney. They flew with us to Disney at the very least. We don't fly very often, but
they more find it boring than exciting though.
Did you know Toys R Us has returned to the United States?
Really?
They left Canada. They just left
gone,
Canada.
Gone.
It's funny because they went under in the United States and stayed in Canada, and now they've left Canada. And
now they're back to the United
apparently they're
States.
now back
That's
to the United
awesome.
States. That's awesome. That's awesome. Do they still have cyclones at Universal? It's been. I have no idea.
No idea.
No idea. We'll take one more. So what is the address for John Bolton's independence signing? There's no real address for it.
Sylvan Lake.
Arbor, not Sylvan.
No,
that's
he's
in
in
Red Deer.
That's right.
Don't tell people to go to Sylvan Lake. It's off basically 52nd Street and Stony Trail in the southeast by Mackenzie Town. If you go into
but if you search Arbor Lake,
Auburn Bay.
Auburn Bay, I should be.
I hate it because there's Arbor Lake in the northwest and there's Auburn Bay in the southeast.
Bay Dog Park
Near Mahogany.
Yeah.
Mahogany is the easiest way to say it. If you go for Mahogany, right off Stony Plain or Stony Trail, there's a
drinking.
No, there's a dog walking park because everything's named the same in these cities.
Stupid Calgary.
Right off Stony Trail, going into Mahogany, there's a dog park. There's a dog walking park
at the corner.
right next to the highway. You'll see the Alberta flags. You'll see it right as you turn off at 52nd Street.
Yep.
That's where they're at. Make sure you go there and check it out. I think I'll take one last question. We'll take one last question.
I don't think there are any.
Ever heard of Ben Bankus? Yes, I've actually talked to Ben Bankus before. I'd like to get him on the show. He's brilliant. He's a Canadian comedian who moved to the US. He makes fun of liberals all day long. We show his clips quite a bit on this channel. I like Ben Bankus. He is amazing. Listen, ladies and gents, I'm going to have to wrap up tonight's stream because I'm officially on vacation.
Yeah.
Are you flying? Yes, we're flying. We're flying. Apparently, we got WestJet flights on what's called it's like very basic or something like that. It's called, or like hardcore basic. I forget what they label it as, but it basically means that you're not going to be able to move your feet or anything. Thank God it's a direct flight. We're actually going out of Calgary because
so we have to drive to Calgary.
Edmonton had stopovers.
Yeah.
Calgary had a direct, so we're going direct. Very basic, I think is what it's called. Gotta love that. Thank you to everybody who came. Now I'm officially on holidays as soon as I sign off this stream.
Keep watching the channel.
Keep watching the channel. I've got a video for you guys tomorrow. I've got pre-recorded videos all week long. Again, please show a little restraint on those videos to say, hey, you're a little late to the party, folks. Those videos had to be pre-filmed, and I tried to find topics that maybe will age okay with what's happening. Matt and Mike will keep you guys up to date with what is regular in the news or what's just happened or transpired. So make sure you tune into the streams. Show them some love in those streams, please, for the love of God. Have some fun with them. They're going to do a great job. I will see you guys Friday on the birthday stream from Anaheim. It's going to be great sitting down. It'll basically be like a Q&A stream. It's going to be fun.
Awesome.
We'll sit and chat. We'll talk about things. We'll have a good time. I want to hear from you guys on Friday. Again, you guys are my last bastion of hope and peace in the week. Look at Carson gifting 5 unacceptable Fringe memberships at the end of the stream. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
Hope you're still staying safe out there.
Again, kindly disregard when you get notifications on Sunday that all the streams have launched. They're not. They're just listed as upcoming. Ignore the notifications. I have to make them live and upcoming so that Mike and Matt can operate them. So they will be all uploaded on Sunday. Guys, I feel like that guy who's telling the kids what to take care of before they leave. Enjoy your week, please.
Have a great weekend. Stay safe.
Stay safe. Look after each other. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens while we're gone. We'll catch you up on that on Friday. From myself and Mrs. Fringe and everybody here at Unacceptable Fringe, ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you on the next one. Have a great night.
Take care.
Take care.